So Zed in a 2 versus 1. Make that a 1 versus 1 now with the UMP to salvage the third round. And there is the headshot, 3-0. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the ESL UK stream. Apologies, we're ever so slightly late, but this is going to be a best of 3 between FM and Team Infused. The winner of this best of 3 will book themselves a place at MCM London. My name is Kyanite, alongside me is Hoss, and Hoss, what a great time for us to jump in. The first gun round.
Yep, at the gun round now. HG going for that AWP to open things off. In fact, that's his own teammate's smoke, and I like this play coming out of Red Snake. And HG boosting over their own smoke, trying to catch a socket off guard here. He really has no need to peek. As they do chuck a nade his way, goes down 74 HP. There is one returned onto Aaron, but it doesn't connect.
Neil, he really loves playing short. I've seen FM play a heck of a load of Mirage. And mid control is so important on a map like Mirage. Gives you access to connector. You can potentially boost into window room and flank B, or even push through jungle with it as a terrorist. And it does seem like Team Infused are considering wrapping around the A bomb site. We've got Zed in apps, who's in a great position to flank. I'm not too sure about leaving HG on short by himself. But hello, Windansky spotted, Windansky down as Team Infused march on to try and rack up their 4th round on the board. Great headshot from Red Snake, double from Red Snake. Phenomenal play from the Team Infused, the leader. And fm-esports now left with only Weber, who is of course that lone B player. And all he's going to do, Haas, is just try and run away and save this M4.
Yeah, well, runaway is not what he's going to be doing. He's going to be creeping. But you've got to think that here that Zed's going to come and find him. Zed making a bit of noise. Weber kind of in no man's land here. Does hear the player behind him. Sprays to try and find it, but Zed is going to take down the UK scene veteran there. 4 rounds now for Team Infused, and of course, this is a big game. These guys have played each other so many times, but never with these rosters. Yeah,
that's true. Again, for anyone who hasn't been updated with the current happenings in the good old UK CS scene, HG, even though he's got a picture of Team Infused on his Steam avatar, he's no longer a part of Team Infused, despite being with them for quite some time. He is now a part of an international setup, but he has kindly offered to stick with Infused for these qualifiers at least. And should Team Infused qualify for the MCM finals, they'll most likely head to London with a replacement. And whether Critical obviously ends up being a permanent player within this lineup, we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yep, as speaking of that man, he is going to be the first player in here towards this A site, and he's the first one to find a frag as well. That one was a headshot onto Windansky. Nilzinho playing from short here. Aaron, your crosshair was on him at one point, and there it is again. Clean headshot onto Nilzinho, as it's now 5 versus 3. These 3 do only have 5.7s in hand. It's going to be the bomb slowly walking towards B. Weber gets annihilated, as does Cryptix. And we only have 1 player left. That's Sock, and he finds one, but he's going to go down there as well.
It's very, very tough when you're on the CT side and you have to eco map, on a map like Mirage, because there's so many distances. Even the B bomb site, the first initial point of contact on the B bomb site, involves quite a bit of distance, you know what I mean? Which is why the T's, a lot of the time, send an AWPer towards outside of B who tries to get the lone player jumping behind truck. And if you do manage to get that frag, it's not uncommon to see the terrorists surge in straight away. But this is a big gamble here, HG creeping through the smoke. But we've seen 3 rounds so far, Hoss, and fm-esports, they're not really peaking the window room, which is probably why Team Infused know that they can afford to go for that risk. And by the looks of things, they actually went for another boost on top of the smoke. It's a really interesting style of play.
Windansky, though, he's going to find the frag onto Critical there. As Red Snake does peek his head up towards short. And mid. Short is smoke, as is window room. As one player does rattle off a shot, Windansky's connects to the head of Red Snake, and that is now a dead Snake, and the bomb got spotted in mid as well.
Yeah, dead Snake indeed. I like that. I've never heard that one before. You're getting better at these puns.
Thank you.
Come on.
It's the time I spend with
I'm training you well. Yeah. You're learning from the best, Hoss. No, I'm just kidding. That sounded very big-headed, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Oh. I'm not normally big-headed. But actually, to be fair, I do have quite a big head. According to
Probably
Nick Baker, I do.
HLTV as well.
But here we go, 5 versus 3. Windansky 2 so far, on the verge of making it 3. Aaron is going to chase him down, as a matter of fact. Trigger has been pulled, frag has been achieved. And now 4 versus 2. If Zed can get this frag onto Socken, they might be able to take control of this A-bomb site. But nah, they're surely surrounded here. 2 CTs in Cryptics and Neilzinho holding from the back of this bomb site, and with 2 seconds on the clock. I'm sorry, but they're not going to win this one. 5-1 finally. FM-esports getting around on the board. It wasn't clean. It wasn't, you know, by eliminating all the opponents. But at this point for FM, on what is meant to be a CT-sided map, any round is good news.
Yeah, I mean, they've already given 5 up to Team Infused. And that's what you usually aim for on this T side of Mirage. 5 or 6 rounds will do you good. Fairly CT-sided, as we have Red Snake lining up a smoke here from B that's gonna go towards this mid window. I like that.
I think we first saw Guardian do that for Navi.
Did he not do from outside A to window?
No, I'm pretty sure
Okay.
he did one from B as well. It was on Reddit many months ago, but Windansky with 1, looking to make it 2. Make it 2 he will. As Team Infused continue to head towards this B-bomb site, Windansky just barely missing that shot, and now he might find himself in a pickle, but Windansky says no, so close to getting his 4th, but that 3rd kill was fabulous from Windansky. 5-2. And Windansky's magic there all by himself, shutting down that potential B-take from Infused.
Yeah, really nice from him. As Infused, they're not down and out just yet. They can get one more buy out of this one. Red Snake, though, not on many grenades at all. Just a flashbang for him. And he's going to make his way up towards mid. Not going to pop flash himself out just yet. Going to wait for the smoke to come on short. He's going to push straight through the smoke. And almost catches Windansky out down to 50 HP.
Yeah, taking a leaf out the book of Happy. Again, it's almost like that sort of has become the new meta game where you do push through smokes and try to surprise the CTs, but Sokka was definitely ready for that one. Headshot onto Critical. And Team Infused are going to fall back, but Neil at the moment, he loves playing short aggressively, and he's got to be in constant communication with Socken now, and there is Socken's second. And in a blink of an eye, Team Infused level it up.
Yep, as we're now on to a 3 versus 3. Zed making noise in Palace. Weber's pushing all the way deep through now onto T side apps. Gets to the top mid. Going to go towards T spawn. Going to bypass mid completely as Infused. Zed is going to find 1 frag onto Cryptics after he drops Red Snake. We're now into a 2 versus 2 with Weber coming behind them. Not only is the clock ticking down, but as is the time for Weber to get into this A-bomb site and stop this plant. HG is going to fake it, gets the headshot onto Niels. And now Weber going to come round, sprays onto Zed, gets it the second time round. HG tagged down pretty low. Bomb now goes down. As Huds doesn't miss from there. Nice clean headshot there onto Weber. Makes it 6-2 as just in time for Critical to rejoin the game as well.
I'm actually really surprised that FM didn't manage to win that round, because a pat on the back to Weber, he was quick to rotate from the B bomb site and make sure it was clean. And he actually got behind them, but I just feel like, I think it was Neilzinho. If Neilzinho hadn't left Weber in the 2 versus 1, that could have ended very, very differently, because I'm not sure they knew Weber was creeping behind them there. Maybe they thought that Weber was going to come from jungle, and 2 players come from sort of what you consider the standard rotation areas from the CTs, but oh well. FM-esports, as a result of that last round, are going to eco Cryptics, as we saw them do in their previous game. The lone player going for the scout.
Yep, and right now he's playing on stairs looking towards Palace. He actually spots 1 player as Aaron gets the frag onto Weber. He's going to go for the repeat here, Cryptics. But Critical is pushed up close and personal to him. Neilzinho full Socken coming around from behind, gets 1 frag with this 5-7. Zed will take him down, however, as we're now just left with Windansky again with this 5-7. Critical has no idea what killed him.
In the area, he'll be happy when Dansky if we can get an exit frag or two. Pick up an AK maybe. Because people often forget the perks of the AK-47 as opposed to the M4. You know, you pick it up, all you need is one bullet to the head, even when your opponent has helmet to get a kill, and that can be huge for you when you are on the CT side. And it's actually one of the reasons why many teams, especially on a map like Mirage, NIP sort of are renowned for, even though it's meant to be a CT-sided map, they're sort of renowned for starting on the T side, because I think it was the words of Get Right, where he said they feel starting on the T side, warming up on the T side, is more forgiving, because you don't have to technically get 2 headshots or a headshot and a body shot.
And that's just sloppy play.
Yeah, they had no reason to run through that smoke, and now Cryptix is going to drop a Molotov down towards them. Huzji tried to return a frag of some sort, but even if he had returned a frag, he would have found himself still stood in fire. And with the bomb at the feet of Cryptix, I can't see them losing this one.
No, definitely not. Aaron is trying to spray through here. Looks like he might just back out, try and stop anyone flanking him. Maybe see if he could save this gun, but it is a very long save. 1 minute, in fact. It's a long time just to hang around, trying to keep all this money on them. They have 9.9k between the 2 T players right now. Zed has a lot of grenades as he's going to get flashed away in Palace. Slope gets resmoked as well here. Cryptix does have a slight angle that he can look through, as we actually have Aaron rotating towards Connector here with 35 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and if he manages to go unnoticed, if he can just frag Neilzinho. I was going to say, if he can frag Neilzinho and then get the frag onto Cryptix by surrounding him with Zed in apps, then they may have been able to even sneak in a bomb plant before the rotation could have come in. But great play from Windansky on short, staying alert, aware that someone may have crawled through mid. And there is Windansky again with the big green gun. 7-3.
7-3 indeed, as FM are kind of in the same position they were on Inferno up against United Estonia. They lost their CT side pretty hard, but came back in the later part to at least fight back a bit to give themselves a chance on their T side. As right now, Sokken's the man going aggressive up towards mid, does get naded. Aaron is backing in the rest of Infused up, gets the frag onto Sokken. Windansky gets the return. And suddenly we're at a 4v4.
Zed, he's always the man going towards apps, and he's always the terrorist looking to drop Cryptix on the A-bomb site, and he has actually done a very good job of it so far, which is reflected by the scoreboard. Windansky spots the shoulder of Zed, gets revenge for Cryptix, and Hoods now, Mr. George Hoods G. Hoskins in a 3 versus 1 to try and get the all-important round, which will mean that Team Infused will go into the second half with the lead. There's the first. Spots the head of Weber. And he's going to try and find at least Neilzinho here. He's got to try and utilize these crates on the bomb site to turn this 2 versus 1 into a 1 versus 1. Ensure he's covered from one side. But at least he has the bomb. And he's probably going to fake it. Hope Weber pops out and try and look for the frag. But this is tough. This is tough.
Yeah, it's just Hudge G in a 1 versus 2. He's been in many of these situations before, but Weber will find the frag onto him from CT. Neilzinho's picking up that AWP and going to chuck it across to the man of Windansky.
And both Weber and Neilzinho deserve a lot of credit there. A lot of more inexperienced players would have probably decided to push individually. That 2 versus 1 could have quickly become a 1 versus 1, but instead they just said, look mate, we're going to hide, we're going to wait for you to plant, you have to plant eventually, and that's when we're going to pounce at you. And they played that to perfection.
Yes, Team Infused going to start things off this round by moving towards this A side. They are on this eco with Tech 9's P250s. Aaron, the only man with any form of grenade, sends one flashbang out. Critical's first to jump down. He gets taken down. Socken has to fall back away there. Gets another one, gets another. And he's on 3 right now. HUDG heavily tagged Kobe onto Huds himself. And that's an easy round there for FM-esports. Pulling this one back now, 5 rounds to 7.
Finally got a proper Kobe today.
Yeah, we did.
So, 5 Kalashnikovs for Team Infused. And the thing is, Team Infused could end up losing this half 8-7 Hoss, but because, like you said, it's similar to Inferno, because they had such a strong lead, I think where they were 7-1 or 7-2 up at one point, they're not going to mind, because if you'd have offered Team Infused 70 rounds on this map going into this half, they would have said thank you very much. And talking about thanking people, that was an easy frag for Windansky on Zed, who's of course a new recruit for Team Infused. So that leaves them 1 man to the worse already. And out go the defensive smokes, but Cryptics, he spotted them at Connector, he spotted quite a few heads there. And I think he knows what's coming.
Yep, HUDG sends the flashbang over as we see Aaron slowly creep up there using the X-ray. Socken does get that frag. HUDG comes in, gets one. He knows where Socken is, especially now that grenade's gone out. Critical gets headshot to Windansky. Socken, though, they're starting to line up for him. But isn't able to pull the trigger quick enough. HUDG getting that one. Weber and Nilzinho, last 2 remaining now. Flashbang goes out. HUDG gets another one on the board. Last man is Nilzinho here. He's going to spray through. The HE is going to go across as well. As they now know exactly where this FM player is. Gets one. His own incendiary grenade didn't help him. There was no chance of retreat.
No, there wasn't. I don't know if you noticed when Team Infused were on the A bomb site, HUDG was looking towards CT spawn, and then he sort of just calibrated his crosshair by aiming at his teammate's head. But 2 AWPs for FM. One's on Weber, which means it's probably going to B. Yes, it is. And one's on Windansky, which means it's probably going to mid. And Hoods here could get an early frag onto Weber. Yes, he does. And Team Infused could very well try and breach this bomb site nice and early. It's Nilzinho versus HUDG. Aaron, Hoods' right-hand man, and the B bomb site in a blink of an eye is now in Infused control. They're going to get in some great after-plant positions here, Hoss, and expect Aaron to do a lot of damage in this position. Well, the CTs might not even bother to go for it, actually, because they invested so heavily.
They're currently sitting on 16k. But they're going to lose. In fact, no, they're not. They're going to get the frag onto Aaron there. My mistake. They've done some economic damage here to Team Infused, but that really doesn't or shouldn't matter too much after this bomb goes off. They're getting the round win bonus plus the bomb plant bonus. So Aaron should have more than enough to buy next round. Windansky still ready and waiting for any more exit frags, but again, if you were to offer Team Infused 9 rounds, they would be more than happy with this, and they could get double figures.
They've looked really, really well on Mirage. And I'm actually sort of disappointed that we missed the pistol round, because I think the pistol rounds are always interesting to watch, see how different teams approach them. There's a lot of teams who love to get them out of the way, a lot of teams who sort of believe you should rush around as one unit, and there's some teams who
just play it like a gun round, fan out, play very cautiously.
Exactly. Or there's a Fnatic way of doing things, where you get your in-game leader to drop a Tech 9 for someone on your team who's bought armor. But there we go. Weber, he lost his AWP in the last round, and now he's playing the good old jumping scout position on B.
Because why not?
Why not? Well, it works. You've got to do what you can in this situation to get frags.
It is the last round of the half as well.
If FM get 9-6 and they win their pistol, then it'll honestly be game on. So let's hope they can do it.
Easy pick there onto Nilzinho from Red Snake as Aaron gets another one there onto Socken on that A site in Shadow. There's no saving now, of course. We are in the last round of the half. 3 versus 4. It's not the hardest task in the world here for FM-esports, especially if Cryptics is able to get one here. He spots Critical out, and that might be enough. Windansky trying to get something with this AWP, gets it on the repeat. Critical down to 43 HP. He goes down on the bomb. Didn't even get planted now. Windansky is on fire. Gets 3, looking for one more. AWP versus AWP. Zed coming out of Palace. There it is. 9-6 in favor of Team Infused. Windansky coming up big when needed.
Well, I'm going to have a word with him after this game. I'm going to Windansky, mate. Oh, you know what this makes me wonder? Because Windansky's played so well. It makes me wonder how much better FM would have been at I-54 up against Existence. Because Windansky, Look at him on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
18 kills and 10 frags. He's just been out of this world for him. Not just this game on the CT side with his AWP, but against United Estonia as well. I guess you could argue that he was the difference in a lot of rounds.
As you were intrigued as to how teams play their pistol round. That's something we don't always see. A two-man aggressive push into Palace. And now they have the vantage point as well, especially if Critical gets the first headshot here. Looking for more. Aaron gets one. Critical gets his second. That's the bomb as well. Just Nilzinho left now trying to tag Aaron down. Looks over towards HUDG. Didn't even touch HUDG. Gets the headshot onto Aaron, but now 1 versus 3 with the bomb. Completely in Infused control. It's going to be hard for this FM player to do anything. And there it is. HUDG P2000 at relatively close range is such a good gun. And Infused the first team to hit double figures, 10-6, looking to make it 12-6.
It was really good USP work by Critical, holding off the rush, because obviously in a situation like that, the Glock, which I think might have a slightly higher fire rate and obviously has certain advantages over the silenced USP, is so much easier to run and gun with in a situation like that. So when you've got the USP, you don't have much room for error as opposed to the Glock, and that really was great to see. And it looks like fm-esports are going to, once again, put all their eggs in one basket and run towards the B-bomb side. But they've got Zed's UMP to try and deal with. And, well, they've got fire at their feet. There is the first kill with the fire. Red Snake with 2, looking to make it 3. Zed says thank you very much. And it's just a simple anti-eco from them. That was a great hold.
Yeah, really, really nice from them. And well, the Tech-9's not really prevailing there. Got stopped by the fire of Team Infused. And
well, many people, well, even Freiberg himself said that, in their opinion, the main reason SMGs were buffed were to deal with the Tech-9s. And to be fully honest with you, obviously this is the second BO3 we cast today, and I don't actually remember seeing any bizarre rounds where the Tech-9 seemed a little bit too overpowered, to be fully honest with you. So maybe teams are slowly learning how to utilize the SMGs correctly against them.
Well, one thing I'd like to put to you here is that well, we know that most maps are kind of CT-sided, and one of the ways to bring it back into the T-favor side is maybe the economy sort their guns out a little bit. What would your thoughts be on maybe reducing the damage of the Glock and increasing its armor pen? Someone suggested this to me the other day, and I quite liked the idea.
To be honest with you, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. I really don't.
I feel like it could, well, could help tease out a little bit on their eco rounds. Maybe they wouldn't have to go for guns, but you know.
Well, yeah, it would help them out a little bit, but I mean,
yeah,
it's not going to be game changing in my opinion.
Well, unlike the
it might, for example, get you that extra frag.
Yeah. Maybe that extra nade.
If you go for an all Glock round, but I just feel like when you've got the Tech-9 on the T side, heck, even if you buy P250, even if you go for the CZ, right, in my opinion, even if you increase the armor penetration on the Glock, you can only increase it so much before it gets overpowered. So I think you're better off forcing the terrorists to pay more money for what we already have.
It's a fair point, as the FAMAS of all weapons is going to be the first one to get a frag here. Windansky going to be falling from FM as Infused take the lead yet again here. And Red Snake pushing aggressive in underpass there. Going to take down Nilzinho. Did take a hit though, as did HUDG with his first frag of the round. But Weber taking a big hit too. Is able to get a headshot onto HUD. Sprays for Red Snake as well, the 2 injured members. And suddenly we're back to a 3-on-3. Where the bomb is still in FM control. Cryptics has that one in mid. They could push up short right now. They could more than happily make their way up short and get onto this B-bomb site.
But Zed, look at Zed. They have no idea he's there, and now they definitely do. He spotted the bomb going down. He'll know that Weber is also there from the fact that Weber killed one of his teammates. Down he goes, and Socken as well will hit the floor. 13-6, and this might be sort of a mix-ish Team Infused side. Let's still bear in mind that Red Snake, Zed, Hoods, Gene, Critical, and Aaron, sorry, were a part of the Infused side that finished 5th-6. I think it was I-54. Yeah. But they have played really, really well on Mirage, and I don't know. Do you think FM-esports might be a bit knackered from their game against United Estonia going to 3 maps? Maybe. But then again,
Yeah,
Team
so did
Infused
Infused.
played against GLG over 3
And
maps. So
their first 2 maps went to 30 rounds each as well. As we're actually going to see a 1-for-1 trade there, but this is an Infused round. Yes, there's Tech 9 on the board, but it shouldn't be too game-changing. As we actually haven't had time to mention the final 2 maps, should they be needed. Dust 2, of course, will be number 2, and then we'll head to Inferno. No, Nuke.
I just feel like FM have been quite poor. They haven't really been allowed, particularly because they lost the pistol, they haven't really been allowed to build up much momentum on this T side. And Mirage is one of those maps where, in order to be effective on the T side, especially if you're attacking the A bomb site, you've got to be able to shut off so many avenues like CT spawn and jungle and steps, and even areas on the site by utilizing smokes. And when you don't have that much money to work with, it's very difficult to do that. So if FM lose this one, I think they might just have to sort of raise their arms in the air and admit defeat and just go on to DDoS 2. And we know how good FM are on DDoS 2.
Yeah, equally though, Infused won their map on DDoS 2 up against good-looking gamers. It was 16-14 in their favor, but
honestly,
FM are solid.
We've both seen FM and Infused, even though it's slightly different iterations of the lineup, the core is still the same. Go head-to-head on DDoS 2 so many times. And FM, as soon as Weber gets going on the back of that B-bomb site and flipping between mid and double doors on the CT side, he just becomes unplayable in my opinion.
Yeah, and if Cryptix can get his aim in, he's been down the bottom side of the leaderboard throughout tonight's games. If he can somehow pick it up a little bit and start fragging much like Windansky is, then it can be really dangerous for Team Infused. Ilzinho though, they've already got 2 frags this round. As Team Infused going to be forced to rotate around here towards B bomb site. Ilzinho going to get the headshot to Red Snake as well. Means that we could see FM grabbing their 7th round.
Yeah, Red Snake maybe should have done slightly better there. At least drop one of the incoming terrorists. He'd be really disappointed with that, I feel. And he's left the rest of his teammates with no choice here. They've got to save. Hoods G, he's been in good form, has Hoods G. He looks like he might be trying to hunt them down. But I don't think any of them are going to go his way. Because the thing is here, Haas, Cryptix is on 22 HP, Windansky is on 3. This could be 2 tasty exit frags for Team Infused, but with their current economical situation, I guess they're... Yeah, they're going to save. I think we're going to see Aaron and Hoods G drop M4s maybe for Critical and Red Snake, maybe even drop an AWP. Zed's got quite a lot of cash. He's a man playing the B bomb side by himself. So are they going to go for an AWP?
It's down to Zed, yep. Zed's going to buy it up himself. And where, in fact, is he going to play with this? He's going to go towards the B bomb site with this AWP, it seems. Going to give up mid control for now, and it looks like Critical's going to kind of play deep on this A bomb site / jungle. As we see some immediate aggression coming out of Hudge G, though. Doesn't want to push through that smoke there.
Oh, that was so close.
That was so close. And you can see just with the swipe of his knives as well, you can see he's a little bit angry with himself.
Yeah. Good old 16-tick Go TV. He might be able to still drop Neil, you know. All he has to do, Neil, is show a few pixels, and a player of Zed's quality will pull the trigger and get the frag. It's not often we see a player like him make mistakes. Let's bear in mind as well that Zed used to play a lot with Weber and Soccer, and I think he actually won I-52, the summer event, in an FM-esports team alongside Socken, Weber, and Neil Zinho.
If I recall, that was against Rasta in the final.
It was, yeah. It was. He's still waiting patiently. He knows Neil's there. What he doesn't know is that he's staring at him right through the wall. But, by the looks of things, because FM have short control, you said Team Infused gave up mid, they're going to hit B, and well, Zed and Red Snake, they were the last lines of defense on the B bomb site, and they failed to hold it, and now they're going to pay the price. FM-esports finally getting the bomb down, and maybe this is a sign of things to come.
Yeah, Critical was looking to save that AK there, Socken, though, nailing him in the head means that there's no guns this round. Hudge G could drop something, but no, they're just going to go for this eco round here. Zed has a lot of money as well, going to go for a scout. 6 rounds between them. Yeah. They've got breathing space. They've got a lot of room. And if they just get 1 round, like, get what's the FM economy looking like? If they frag maybe Cryptics and Socken, at least they force rebuys out of the two players that economy's looking pretty broke. Hudge G, though, he's gone for this AWP just to even out money. It just shows how strong his own economy was.
At the moment, he's playing in CT Spawn. He's trying to make sure he's in the right place at the right time to get a frag. I mean, realistically, if he can get at least 2 frags with this AWP, it'd be perfect for him and his team. And there's the first. And is it going to be the first of many? Weber knows exactly where he is. Critical is going to look to do the damage, and he's going to call this now to Hudge G. It's a battle of the AWPers between Hudz and Windansky, but Windansky has read him like an open book. Or has he? There's the nade from Aaron, and fm-esports being shut down here.
On an eco round as well. Windansky's going to take down Red Snake and Hudge G. As we're now into a 2 versus 2, and
Zed has no idea.
Yep. Zed is blindsided, or is he? Yep, no. Spots Nilzinho way too late, and yes, Aaron has the bomb. But you have to really question how much he can physically do here. 1 versus 2. The bomb now gets picked up. Aaron gets hit by that nade. Aim punch is a big factor here as well. He gets hit once in the leg or the body, even by a Glock.
Oh! So close. Windansky had to go for it. Otherwise, with 5 seconds on the clock, Zed could have ran back down A ramp. And that was a good return, actually, for Team Infused, considering that it was only Hoods who brought up the AWP.
And again, you really have to wonder, with Windansky fragging like that, if he wasn't in Canada,
yeah,
just how good this FM lineup could have been on land up against the likes of Kick and Existence. They struggled against the Portuguese side. They're struggling now against this mix of Infused. They trade 1-for-1 on this B bomb site. Weber coming in gets his second. Gonna smoke out window. And now they have some breathing space for the time being.
Yeah, Critical coming through. Kitchen, and he definitely cooked Socken and Weber there. Windansky now in the apps area. They know Team Infused that they've got to try and stay away from him, but the Battle of the AWPers comes in. Hudz G wins the Battle of the AWPers, and there it is. Match point 59. 2 of the UK's best AWPers going head to head, and Hudz G won that one. Aaron, to add insult to injury, getting away with an AK as well.
Yeah, 2 rounds there, and we've seen 2 great AWPers. First there, Windansky. Going off against the Eco, still had some great shots.
But
and that
Jesus
one
Christ, Hoss, 26-16.
Yeah, you could say the same.
I knew Windansky was good, but he's been just
you could say the same
today.
for Hudge G and Aaron. 24-13 and 24-14.
Look at that! Windansky through the smoke, as you do.
Because it's Windansky.
Yeah.
Move over Fearless, we've got a new AWPer in town.
Windansky S.
Yeah.
To be fair, Windansky's played so well that that's probably an insult to him. Windansky's on a completely different level to Kenny S, let's be honest with each
Windansky
other.
W. Or Jay Windansky.
Jay Windansky, yeah, that's brilliant. Oh dear.
Windansky-less. Just trying now. Flashes going towards this A site, and those are the smokes we like to see. Jungle and Stairs completely smoked off. Red Snake can only guess that this push is coming in based off of the info that Aaron's going to give. Gets 1, can't get the second. It's going to be Hudge G to get that one with his AWP. Red Snake going to flash out, as is Hudge G. Allows Red Snake to move through the smoke. Hudge G can scope in here. Going to get naded. Red Snake has to fall away from Stairs for now. This bomb yet to go down. Still caught on steps. And look at where Zed is coming from.
I have no idea that he's in apps. And especially with that silencer, he's in a prime position to deal a heck of a load of damage. Red Snake and Hood are pretending they have no idea what's going on. Zed comes in. There's the first. Red Snake coming in to deal the damage as well. And the Fat Lady has sung for map 1. Zed hat-trick. Great play from him. And I was not expecting this.